back to our next lecture on learning Autodesk Inventor. In this video we are going to continue with drawing mode, and we are going to learn some more about the borders. We're going to learn about tables, sheet formats, how to add, how to remove them, how to edit them, and stuff like that. Okay, so before we begin, just make sure your project is activated. If not, just double click on it and click done. Now you can either choose this option here, create a new drawing, or you can just go here like I am doing and go choose ISO.idv. Hit create. And now you can see we are in the working space of the drawing mode. Now, as you can see here in the model bar, we have the drawing sources here and the sheets. So in the drawing sources we have our sheet formats, we have the borders, we have title blocks, and we have sketch symbols. So what does this mean? The sheet formats are the formats of this sheet right here. So let's say right now I think we are on the A3 size, and I want to change that. I want to make a drawing on a A4 size. Now you can choose two different options here. You can either choose A4 size on a landscape or A4 size on a portrait. So let's choose this one and see what happens. So just double click on it and click OK. Now as you can see we have an A4 format, but it's on the portrait mode. And as you probably know, the dimensions are 210 with 297, but this format is usually too small for making parts, probably just to make some smaller details. Okay, so let's just go and delete this. Okay, and now we have our sheet again. Well, let's say I want to be a A1 size. Click OK, and now we have an A1 sized format. Okay, let's just go and delete that. Okay, and now we're back again on the first sheet. Okay, so these are the formats. You can choose any you want, you can edit them. And now we have here our borders. The borders are, in this case, this is the border and this is the table. So these are two separate things because they are not attached to each other, but they just look like they do. So let's say I want to change the border, or I want to draw a new one, and I can go and click this border option, right click, and I can either choose this one and this one. So the first option here, define new border, is just to create a new border from scratch. To begin with a new border, you have to make you can either choose a rectangle, or you can make by combining some lines and stuff like that. But if you go define a new zone border, it will some kind of give you a template of a border. So let's just go and try each of them. But sorry, first I forgot, we need to delete the existing border because we cannot make another border. We will need to delete this. And as you can see, I deleted now the border, but the table is still there because they are separate things. So I can now go and create a new border, or I will just delete the table as well, and I will do both of them from the beginning. Let's go to borders and define new zone border. As you can see, I removed my gears because it would just get us in too much trouble. If you forgot how to do that, just go to Tools, Application Options, go to Sketch, and uncheck the grid lines. So if I click Apply, I will add them, and now I will remove them. Okay, I will remove them because it looks much more cleaner like this. So let's go once again to the Sketch mode and start making our borders. You can start by making some lines, but it's much more faster if you do a rectangle and then give some dimensions. So from this line to this point here, this is 5, this is 5, and this will be 5 as well. So this is a little bit bigger. This is actually 20, but I'm gonna make it 10 to save more space. So let's go and finish. Let's give it a name. Let's call this our first border and hit enter. And as you can see now, it has disappeared because we need to go right click and hit insert, and now it is here. And if you go to sheet 1, you can see that we have added our border. So what's the difference between this option and the option before? If we go define a new zone border, it's just like a template. So now you can see this was our border with this line here, and this is our border which we created right now, which is more like a template. But I don't usually use this one because I want to have my own border and edit it much more easily. So I'm gonna go and finish this, but I'm not gonna save it, so just click discard. And now what we need to do is to add our table, because we don't have a table right now. Just minimize this and go to the title block. So this was our table. We can insert it again if we want it. And just to show you how to edit the table, you just go either here or here, click with the right button and click edit. So now we are again in the sketch mode and we can edit it. We can change the dimensions, we can change the text, the content, and so on. But if your table does change but if your table is much different with this one, I would suggest you just create a new one. And that's what we are gonna do now. I'm just gonna finish this. I won't save it, and I will delete it one more time. Go delete it and go to a title block and click define new title block. And how are we gonna do our table? Just like the border, we will make a rectangle first. We will give our standard dimensions, but in this case I won't use standards. I will just make a simple table. So let's make this 185 with 35, hit enter, and let's go and make some rows, and then we will make some columns, and we will get some cells from there. Okay, one more time, and now we make some columns here. And okay, I think this should be enough. And click OK. Now if I go and click finish sketch, it will ask me to give it a name. I will call this our first table. And where it is, it's disappeared because we need to insert it. And as you can see, it always will appear in the bottom right corner here. But now this is an empty table. We need to add some contents and stuff like that. So we have to edit it one more time. Just go edit. And now we add our content, the author, the designer, the page number, and stuff like that. So we go to text, click anywhere you want. And you're probably familiar with this because we have used this before. And now we see here we have the font type. We can choose any font you want. I will just leave it by default. And now if we go and just type here some text, let's say auto Desk Inventor. And if we were to click OK, just do it. Let's just do it. Now we have Autodesk Inventor, but we need to place it inside this cell here. And of course, we want it to be at the middle. How do we add it at the middle? We can see this little dot here, that point. We can make a constraint and add that, but how do we add to the middle? So we need to make a line. Let's make at this bigger cell here. We need first to make a line, and now we make this point. I want it to be constrained to this center point here, but it's still not in the center. So how we gonna edit that? Double click on the text, make sure you select it, and click here center, and here middle, and click OK. And as you can see, it is in the middle. And if we go finish, save yes, and we have it now in the middle. But there is one more problem, because this line, I don't want to see this line. I want it to be visible only in the sketch mode, not in this sheet mode. So I'm going to edit that once again. Select this and go here, sketch only. If you click here, it will be now only visible in the sketch mode, not in the sheet mode. Okay, so let's go and just see if we did it. Okay, so now it is perfectly aligned to the center, and no matter what we type or what the font, it will be always in the center. So we can double click on it, edit, make sure you select this, and we can make it a little bit bigger. Click OK, and now it's bigger. And now we need, of course, to add some more fields. We need to add the author. We need also to add the title. Let's add here the title. And now you have an idea why I'm doing all these lines. We don't need to make another line here because it always detects the center. So I'm gonna make another field here. Okay, let's just zoom in. And let's make another field for here. Click OK. Now we are going to add some text. Click anywhere you want and go and choose this field right here. This is where you can edit all the properties of your cell. So let's say I want to add the author of this drawing. Let's go to author. You can choose any other option you want. You can choose the appearance, the authority, the category, check by, check date, and many other options here, engineer and stuff like that. Okay, let's just go and choose the author. And what do I do now? I go here, click add text parameter, and once again we will make it to the center, and click here center and the middle, and hit OK. Now I can use this constraint, select that dot and this dot here. So now we have the author. Okay, let's go and see if we actually did something. Click yes, and now it's blank. Why is it? Because we still haven't added the author. To do that, we will go to File, we will go to iProperties, and we can now here edit. So the title, the subject, the author, I will give it my name. Let's copy that because I will need to fill some more fields. Manager, let's say I'm the manager of the company. Okay, now we have the location, because sometimes you will need to see in the drawing where it is saved. The file subtype, the port number. We are not going to make any drawing in this lecture, so I'm not going to give a part number. We have the revision number, description, stock number, project, designer, once again it's me, engineer, authority, cost center, estimated cost, and stuff like that. Status, one more time, check by, approved, blah blah blah. Go to custom, and okay, this is to add some kind of a new field, but we are not going to talk about that, so let's just click OK. But we still don't see our name here, so let's go and edit that. The author, and let's go properties drawing, and let's insert that, and let's try this time if it will work. Yes, and now my name is here. The first time it didn't work because we needed to put a model inside so it will appear, but now it appears. So let's go and fill the next cell. Now what do I want to add in this cell here? Okay, I want to add the date, so let's go text, click here, and choose properties drawing, check by, check date, designer, and I don't think there is a date here in this field. Let's go and drawing properties, number of sheets. No. I forgot where the date is. No. Okay, I cannot see the date, but let's add something else. We can add the title, we can add the subject, the engineer, or we can add some sheets. Okay, let's just add the number of sheets for now. Okay, now we have number of sheets. I want to show you something more. Let's make this to the center. So if we just leave it like this, there will be only the number of sheets, but we can also add something else. Let's say the number of sheets are, and if I click OK, now we can see the number of sheets are, and in this space right here will appear the number of sheets. Let's just finish this and see what it does. So as you can see, the number of sheets are, and then there is the parameter. We can do the same thing with the name. We can add some text if we want. We can edit, go to author, and we can just do here designed by, and 2 points, add, click OK. If we go finish, save yes, now we can see this text right here. But to make this, we will need a bigger field, so I'm gonna leave it. And now let's set it one more time. I will leave it just by the author. Delete that and this. Click OK. And now I want to put this at some fields right there. And okay, let's take that to this center here. I don't think we will use these. Delete them, and just make sure that all of these lines are visible only to the sketch, and finish sketch. Click yes. Oh, I totally made a mistake here. Oops. The number of sheets are, I will need a bigger field for that. I will just make it number dot and hit OK. Finish the sketch, and now we have just number dot 1. Okay, so I think that's it for this lecture. I hope you're not confused very much. If so, don't worry, because we will make again some exercises on editing the table, and you will just learn how to use them. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next lecture. Goodbye.